Hi, welcome to Mad Medicine with Miss P, who is rather Miss P peed off. I went in her room again. I don't know why I do it. If I tried really hard and just dropped everything off of my body from the minute I walked into my house, it would not be as messy and as disgusting and as ridiculous as her room. I love when they deny having stolen the candy or the ice cream bar, whatever it is, and then they leave the wrappers all over their room. You know, that's not a secret room in the house that like has a trap door or an area I'm not allowed in. I don't understand how you could be slick enough to steal it. And she was very slick on how she did this. And I would never have guessed that she would be this creative, but I'm on to her now. So I'm not going to make it through the holidays, y'all. I'm not. Between patients saying the most ridiculous stuff and between my daughter trying to slowly make me want to strangle her, I'm not going to make it. I'm not. So y'all take care. I love you. I will miss you all. And listen to this. Okay, so when it's different when your patient is a doctor that is actively practicing versus your 82-year-old retired doctor, that's different. But I can't help but think any doctor that is on losartan should know how to spell it. And this one did not. And again, as you're typing, it's like autocorrect on anything. As you're typing it, it will give you options and tell you what's right. Almost like questioning if you're typing it wrong. Like it will almost not allow it. It'll change it to something else because the word you're typing doesn't exist. And in the actual dictionary, the pharmacological dictionary that's on our medical history form, they still end up inventing words. I can't figure it out. Yeah, someone actually wrote this, and not so many words, but in that little box that I asked them not to write, when I eat, my left foot hurts. I have nothing to say to that. But maybe there was a typo somewhere in there and I missed it. When I eat, my left foot hurts. Where's that foot when you're eating? Is it up on the table? Is your 6-foot son sitting across from you consistently kicking you no matter where you move your feet? Is that like even if they're up against the booth, still kicking you? Is that what's happening? Has nothing to do with your medical history, just so you know. Yeah, this is one of my favorites. 32 minutes on the phone with a patient going over their medical history. 32 minutes getting their entire medical history. And the very last thing they say after you've given them directions, told them where to park, they think they're going to reschedule. You didn't know that 32 minutes ago? That just dawned on you as I was asking what medications you take? That's when it hits you that you're going to reschedule? All right. My coworker says, I hear her on the phone. I wish I could just sit in there and just listen to her all day. She says, is your pacemaker on your left or right side of your chest? And then I hear, no, it's rarely placed in the center. Are you sure it's not on the right or left side? This is left, right, or center. You ever played that game? This guy's playing it with his pacemaker. Yeah, and also under surgery, if you write in plastic, that's not a type of surgery. That's maybe a form, but that doesn't tell me what kind of surgery you had, what kind of anesthesia you had, how you tolerated, what the anesthesiologist needs to know about it. Plastic, maybe you're scared and don't want to tell anybody that you've had some cosmetic surgery, that's fine, but plastic is not that's not a thing at all. It's not a type of surgery. And this happens more often, happened yesterday also. This is the question, and let me know how you would answer it. Do you have any cultural or religious beliefs that would affect your care here? Can we all agree that is a yes or no question? The answer to that is either yes or it is no. And if it's yes, you can even elaborate. You know, I'm a Jehovah's Witness. I don't want any blood transfusions or blood products, which is fine. We don't have any of that. Couldn't give it to you if you needed it. But Baptist, That's not an answer to that question. Yesterday I got, well, I'm Catholic. Okay, so again, do you have any cultural or religious beliefs that would affect your care here? Telling me your religion, not an answer to that question. Maybe a little insight, but not an answer to that question. Oh, and this happens more often than I want to admit. Do you have any problems with anesthesia? Have you or a blood relative ever had any problems with anesthesia? Yes, I'm allergic to IV dye. There's no anesthesiologist in the world, I would guess, that wouldn't ever need to use IV dye. The reason we use dye for any situation is because it shows up on X-ray, CT, or MRI, however, probably not MRI, CT, but we use contrast because we want to see where it's going. You know, like for epidurals or facet injections, anything like that, or SI joint injections, you put dye in there to see if the needle is exactly where it should go and if it's going to follow the nerve or follow into the joint. That's why we use dye. There's no anesthesia. There's nothing anesthesia related. No anesthesiologist, CRNA that would need to use dye. I mean, I can't think of a reason. So stop combining things. Just answer the question. It's a yes or no question. And if it's yes, then I will ask, okay, what happened when you had anesthesia? What was your reaction the last time you had a problem with anesthesia? And I get forever, I can't take morphine. Okay, good, because that's not anesthesia at all. That's a narcotic. It's not going to stop you from feeling any sensation. That may inhibit some pain, but you're still going to feel everything else. You don't know what the word anesthesia means. You should probably look that up. This is one of my favorites in that little box where it says, what can we do to make your stay better? This patient wrote in, have fun. Now that guy I want to work on. That guy I would go hunt down and try to be his nurse because I'm betting that's a fun kind of guy. Have fun with it. Just enjoy yourself. I'm digging that guy. I wish I could have taken care of him. And this is real also. So I have learned over the years to not just assume, as someone's saying something that sounds ridiculous, I try to type it into my phone and look it up because, I've had to eat crow plenty of times where I'm like, I don't think that's right. I told you that one time where the man told me his wife takes like 34 milligrams of Coumadin. And I was like, do you mean 3 and then 4, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Thursday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday? And he's like, no, she takes 34 milligrams of Coumadin a day. I'm like, I don't think so. That sounds pretty insane. He goes, want me to fax it to you? I'm like, yeah, could you? So from the doctor's office, sure enough, she takes 34 milligrams of Coumadin. I will never forget. Whatever it was, 34, 42, 26, something insane, 23. I think it was like 2 preceding numbers that made me think it was 2, then 3, or 3, then 4, 4, then 5, because it was like, 45 or 56 or 23. It was something to where I assumed that they, were swapping days. But no, her liver was just like that. Coumadin came in and her liver said, suck it. I'm not changing. I'm not doing anything differently. I'm still going to produce vitamin K and there's nothing you can do about it. And then the 34th milligram came down. They're like, all right, I'll stop producing factor 7, 9, 11, whichever ones it is that, create vitamin K, and I'll stop. But so I've learned to not say anything. But when this guy said he takes nitrous oxide in pill form, and I was like, is that a prescription? And he said, I can't remember if he said yes or no, but I was like, nitrous oxide, do you mean like the gas? Is this dental related? Like, what are you talking about? And sure enough, I had to look it up, and there is like some pill form of nitrous oxide. I didn't go deeper into that, but I really need to. It's interesting, but I thought that was really wild. I was not prepared for that. This 71-year-old female under the last menstrual period. When was your last menstrual period? I don't know if this was a typo or maybe she meant something else. But if she meant this the way I would have meant it, I also want to be her best friend. I want to hunt her down, take care of her, and go shopping with her on the weekends. She wrote in BC. Her last period was before Christ, which is cute when you're 71. You can say some stuff. Now, these people, the older they get, and I'm totally going to do it too, the older they get, the less F's they have, and they just say anything, and it makes me so happy. And here's the other thing. I may have done this before in the past. I really don't know. I feel like I have, but not that anybody's watching these videos anyway, so I don't have to worry about it. Just a couple of my friends. You do recognize that this is not a surgery, right? Can you see that clear enough? This is not a surgery. A DNC, that is not, that might be the Democratic National Council or something, but that is not a surgery. And I think I have done this before because I remember saying a D and C, right? It's like maybe for missed AB when they go in and kind of clean out your uterus. So please stop typing in DNC as if you know what you're saying, because you really, really don't. And if you took like 1 second to Google it, you'd understand. Not that it's easy to pronounce. Is it curtilage? It's like Curtilage. So it's dilating and going in there and cleaning it all out and taking out whatever product is left in there. Yes, this patient said they have allergic asthma. What are you allergic to? I have allergic asthma. So we shouldn't administer asthma to you? I almost want to be on the other end of something like IT. And I wonder if they have, I bet they do. I should search for their videos of when they talk to morons that don't know anything about computers, which is me. And as I'm talking to somebody, I always think of Jimmy Fallon when he's like, move, from Saturday Night Live, when he pushes you out of the way and gets a new computer and fixes everything. Like, I'm going to bet they feel the exact same way when you could like Google a little something or just pay attention when someone talks to you or remember what you did last time, maybe jot it down. Because I'm the idiot that has to call the helpline and ask them questions. And like when they tell me the answer, I was like, I should have known that. So we're all dumb in just different ways. And I'm getting dumber by the minute because I feel I may be making some poor choices. But, it's going to be fine. 2024 is going to be so much better than this horrific year. God, I want to go back to 2019. Don't you just want to go back to 2019 before the world fell apart? Oh, yes. This was an RN who insisted that he had 2 stents deployed. Cardiac stents. He had 2 cardiac stents deployed. I just picture them falling out of like the cannula with little parachutes going into the coronary arteries. They were deployed. Maybe they say that in the cath lab. I don't know, but I thought that was funny. Yeah. And any cardiology problems? Yeah, I had a seizure once. Did you have a cardiac seizure? Is that a thing? Can that happen? Is that VFib? Do you mean VFib? Did you go into VFib? Cardiac seizure? I can't. This one of my coworkers like crying, laughing, and I'm like, what? She finally hangs out the phone. She's like, this girl, and I think she was like 20 something. She says, my friends say that, when we have to ask them, has anybody ever told you that you snore loud enough to be heard through a door or that you stop breathing during your sleep? And she says, no, but my friend said that my breathing slows way down when I'm sleeping. She's probably a bear. I think she's a grizzly bear. Just hibernating and breathing slows. And maybe her heart rate drops also. I'm hoping she was like 18. A prostate resume. Did you know there's a prostate resume? A prostatic resume? Your old prostate resume. Technically, it wasn't far off, and we had to look it up because she's giggling over there. She gets all the good stuff. And thank God she writes it all down for me, but I'm sad she's ditching us, and I'm depressed about that because she's fun. She is so much fun. The prostate resume, technically it's spelled the same, but the S is a Z, and it actually is a procedure. So you learn something new every day, but it's probably not something you're going to put on paper and send out to your potential employers. This patient's A1C was significantly above 7, but they're not diabetic. You fit all the criteria of being a diabetic, but the fact that you take metformin, but you're not diabetic, okay. Anorexic lumps in my arm was removed. That's the surgery. She had anorexic lumps in her arm removed. I don't even know what they mean by that. I can't. Anorexis. Axillary nodes, lymph nodes maybe. That's the anorexic lumps. I don't know. An epidural up. When you have excruciating back pain, you come in for an epidural up. That's right. We're going to take care of that. Oh, and a hiate hernia, Hyatte, a hiate hernia. I don't know where that is, but it's got to be bad. And I didn't write this down, but I asked this guy the other day, I said, well, where was your hernia? And he's like, it's over in Centennial. Surely you recognize we don't care which hospital fixed your hernia. We just need to know where on your body it was. And you know, people honestly think you can only have a hernia in your groin. They're always like, oh, well, it was on the right side. And I'd say that the right side of what? Your umbilicus? Was it like the right side of your abdomen? Was it in your groin? Was it where on your body was a hernia? You can have a hernia anywhere on your body that you have muscle, and anywhere. And you know, they have no idea what a hernia is, because you know we're always removing them. You know, taking out the hole, take the hole out. Yeah, and you know what else I noticed when you call somebody, anybody over about 65, 70, maybe people with debilitating back pain that are home and retired early, once they are in their chair, they're not getting up. They're home. They can see their medicines in their cabinet in the kitchen from where they sit, but they are not getting up. And if they do, you are going to hear about them getting up. They will literally say stuff like, well, I guess I'll have to get up. Yes, get up. For the love of God, get up and walk over to the counter and give me your meds off the bottles. If you don't have a piece of paper with them written down and you know you're on 50 meds, how do you not have that written down? How do you not carry that with you if there's an emergency? How do you not know if you're having surgery in a few days that we're going to want to know about that? I don't understand. I guess I'll have to get up. And it's every time like, I'm like, oh my gosh, what is happening on the other end of the phone? How low is this chair? Are you on the floor? Are you in a beanbag? Like, why can't you? I don't want to know. You know what? And I shouldn't laugh. I shouldn't laugh because everybody about 10 years older than me told me all of these things were going to start to happen to me. And I didn't believe them. I did not believe them. I didn't believe that there would be cellulite or varicose veins, this bizarre premenopausal belly fat that was never there before. The fact that I could probably fly on my own with my own wings, and just take off right here and now. It's all real. The fact that all of the changes, all of the stuff, it happens. And yes, Jess, it's going to happen to you too. I know you don't believe it and fight it every step of the way, but it's coming. And one day I'm going to be in my chair. I don't have a chair. I'm going to have to get a chair. I'm going to get a recliner. I'll take the recliner that I nursed my babies in downstairs and get it nice and matted and moldy and maybe a change of color where it's now this beautiful mint green, and I'll just plaster it to where someone says, is that a brown chair? And I'm just going to sit in it and maybe cut a hole in the bottom so I don't have to get up ever. That's what I'm going to do. And then people are going to call me, and I'm going to threaten their lives if I have to get up. Okay, yeah. Citropam, that's a good medication. You ever take the Citropam? Or I'm assuming they meant citalopram, but that could mean anything at this point. Sertraline, Sertrazine, Citropam, they're all, and they have no idea. It's for my blood pressure. Nope, none of those are free. No, that is incorrect. Nope. Allergy, yes, your allergy. So like I said before, there's a box that says allergy. You write your answer in. Then there's a box that says reaction. You write your answer in. And they put penicillin in both boxes. I can't do it anymore, y'all. I quit. I can't. I'm not going to make it. But now I have to work for the rest of my life because I had to buy a new truck. That's right. Because the four of the vehicles we have decided to die all at the same time. I'm not even exaggerating. All four of them need thousands of dollars worth of work all at the same time. It's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. It's going to be a new year. And I'm going to hold tight to that unreasonable belief. But as always, face your fears, forget your failures, follow your faith. See you next time.